this is Robert. Trying to find something I can do overnight where I can do my thing with you during the day. I want to talk a little bit, and I don't expect people to be on right now. I want to talk a little bit about you guys, my progressive family, even my conservative brothers and sisters, who are not part of the elite, who don't even make $50,000 a year, who that you're probably at 37, 40 and below, which in some areas is considered middle income, but in places like Brooklyn, it is not middle income. Having $35,000, $40,000 is still considered poverty in New York City. Matter of fact, having $90,000 and under in New York City is considered poverty. And if you don't have a good manufacturing job, if you don't have a good city job, if you don't have a state job or something like that, you're toast, you're doomed. If you're working at White Castle, like White Castle over there on Highland Place, or Dunkin' Donuts, or you're working at the gas station, it's not equitable for you to really live in New York City. And hey, look, I'm preaching to the choir, okay? So I'm over here in Brooklyn, and the questions I'm going to be asking candidates is also about what is your housing program? Because right now, majority of Americans can't afford their own home. They can't afford to even get a home loan. There's no more loan banks. There are no more saving banks like they used to be in the 80s. No saving and loans. The only good shot of you getting a loan is you have to be part of a credit union, a federal credit union, or a municipal credit union. Bank's not going to give you a chance at all because you don't have the collateral and you don't have the credit. So the only thing that's available to working people are municipal credit unions, and you have to work a municipal job, or federal credit union, you got to have a federal job. Thank God in some states, religious organizations have credit unions. What's up, Pat? How you doing? They have credit unions. So what do the average person like me, like Jimmy Dore said, jack off? I'm not a comedian, but just a regular old working class man working a regular job that likes to run his mouth on YouTube. How do I afford housing? Right now, the average person living in New York City can't afford to pay $1,400 rent, $2,000 rent for a studio apartment. A studio apartment is one room with a kitchen and a bathroom, and your living room is your bedroom. That's almost $2,000 a month. So if you get a one-bedroom apartment, it's going to be over $2,000. Now, in your area, South Carolina, North Carolina, maybe Atlanta, Georgia, $2,500 can buy a house. But you don't have the job opportunities down there like crazy. You don't have the transportation opportunities like crazy. I'm over here, I'm in Brooklyn, and I don't know what they're doing, but this used to be public housing. Which means if you had requirements to live here. You didn't just live here for free. You probably paid about $60 a month, but they required you to work or look for a job. You probably had some kids, and you probably was a single parent. And I got to tell you, and I hate to say it, the mindset of a lot of people that worked there was trashy because they feel nobody really cared about them, and they felt like trash. So if you feel like trash and people tell you you're trash, you're going to act trashy sometimes. So a lot of times when you have places like this, there's no concern for the city to make sure this is kept up. So they figured trash lived there. Well, I'm going to waste my time trying to keep that trash up. And no, these people are not trash. The people who live there are just people who didn't have the opportunities as everybody else. Now, you look at this. What has happened to public housing in New York City is they're allowing the places to be ramshack. They're telling them that they can't stay there no more because of asbestos or maybe pesticide or maybe lead poison. And they drive the people out of places like this. And what happens is organizations, companies come in and buy the place, and they do what they did to this, and they make them like this. So if you can see, some developer came in and took over the public housing, this particular public housing, bought it and renovating it and making it pretty much decent housing. Is it affordable? Hell no, it's not affordable. You're talking about $2,500, $3,000 a month for a one-bedroom apartment? That is not affordable. That's $36,000 out of your income that you can't afford because you don't even make $36,000. You don't make 40,000. So what I ask is, candidates need to be asked, what are you doing about the housing program? What is your robust housing program? We talk about health care. We talk about single payer college. Health care. We talk about college. Elizabeth Warren even talked about no debt college, which a lot of this stuff they got from the Green Party. Green New Deal they got from the Green Party. No debt they got from the Green Party. They just got different ways of doing it. But what about the housing program? I hear you say we should have better housing. But are you building up public housing? Because right now, the city of New York, the only housing we got is affordable housing, and it's not affordable. Yeah, in New York City, if you build up a brand new building, you got to lot out a certain percentage of those homes to people on fixed income. But once you get those people out of that house, you can go back to regular pricing. You accommodated them. You did your job. You met the requirements of the state. Now I can get you out of there and get somebody that's going to pay there. So believe me, so if you got that affordable housing, if you were able to get in a high-rise apartment off the Hudson for $1,200 when it's really $7,000 to $8,000 a month, you got it on the housing benefit, they're looking to get your butt out of there. And when they get your butt out of there, they're going to raise it up. They don't want you there. They're just trying to fulfill a requirement. So laws need to be changed, and we need to be talking to these candidates about the housing program. Why are you letting people take houses like this and buy it out and turn it into this? Why? People need places to stay. We need a robust, I'm gonna walk. We need a robust housing program. A robust housing program that accommodate anybody that's making $35,000 or less. Sure, you might have some requirements. Sure, you might want them to take a little test, but not an extreme test, not an IQ test or nothing like that. But it's a shame that you're going to allow these companies to come in here and buy up these properties and renovate them and rent them either high or sell them. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. One of the agendas that I'm going to be asking as a voter, just like you, what's your housing program, Doc? What are you doing about housing? Are you going to push an affordable housing program that's hurting New York City more than help? We got more people homeless because they can't qualify for the housing, or they're in this lottery and it takes 10 years for them to finally get considered for the lottery, only to be told that you applied 3 times and that disqualifies you. I know, because it happened to me. I applied for a lottery and they're going to claim that I applied too many times and they disqualified me from even trying to get this home. This home was beautiful. It was a beautiful apartment right off in Long Island City, overlooking the East River. And my view was actually the United Nations. And they're going to tell me I cannot qualify because I applied more than one time. It's a freaking website. You only can apply once. So we need a robust program. We need to, and I know it's loud out here, it's New York. We need a robust program, housing program. We need a robust public housing program. This need to be put back in the hands of the state. The state of New York got plenty of money. Majority of the plenty of money, they just sitting on it. And then to tell them what to do with it. They're only doing that to get more money from you. What are you doing with the money that I'm giving you? I don't want my money going to wars, man. I don't want my money going to the corporate interests. I don't want my money to go to just because you want to have a, so many things that are money. Here's another one that they're redoing. All right, I don't want my money to go in this stuff. I want my tax dollars to go to a robust public housing program. We need to go back to rebuilding public housing. When public housing was first built, they were beautiful. It was fun. And then they decided to privatize everything else. So anyway, I'm done. Please, guys, go to your politicians and ask them, what are you doing about public housing? The reason I say that, because somebody in your family may be looking at homelessness soon. Somebody in your family probably roommating just to keep the bills paid. Can I honestly tell you guys something? I can't afford my rent here in New York City. Well, I can, but I gotta work, bust my behind extra. I do got some side businesses, but even with my side businesses, the rent is just too high. The rent where I live at right now is a 1-bedroom apartment, $1,400 a month. I decided to find me a roommate, and we kind of split it off so I can have the extra money to have some fun in life, you know? And I can live in it by myself, but I will be struggling to pay the rent because the rent is too high. No matter what kind of job you got, the rent is just crazy. I can leave, I can go down south and buy a house, but then I need that job to accommodate the house, and I need the transportation to accommodate the house. So I got a roommate, and we split the bill, and we both have extra money. You know, right now, it's tough in New York. It's not easy. And like I said, I can go back to Florida, I can go somewhere else, but I love New York, and I ain't trying to leave New York. New York gonna have to adjust to the people wants, not what the corporate interests want. That's why I'm not leaving New York. I'm gonna continue to advocate for public housing, fair housing, and things like that, because if I leave, that's just one less person in the fight. So sure, it is feasible for me to just leave this place and go to Colerain, North Carolina, and get me a nice double wide and buy me a truck and, you know, make some little extra money on the side. It's easy for me to do that. I still could do Bob TV in the country. It's easy for me to go back home to Bradenton, Florida, and chill on the beach. And nah, I'm a fighter, and the people of New York need many champions like you guys. You guys are champions. And we need to get in the face of these politicians and let them know we're not moving out of New York City. We let the racists drive blacks out of the South up north, and they prospered for a bit, but then here comes the federal government pushing them back down south. They applied policies that drove minorities back down south. We got too many people in New York City moving down south because it's cheaper. They sell their home out for a nice chunk and go buy a house in North Carolina and Virginia and things like that, which is a good idea to do, but that racism still haven't left. And those racists will find a way to burn your house down if they need to without you even being home. And then now you're back at square one. So me right now, I'm gonna stick and stay with New York City for about another 5 years, and then I'm going after these guys as an advocate. We need more public housing all over the nation, whether it's suburbs, small town, or big cities. We need politicians that need to be talking about on that debate stage about what is your program, what is your public housing revigoration plan. We need a rejuvenation or renaissance of public housing in America, and my battery is about to die. And my battery is about to die, guy. I'ma holler at you later. I don't know what happened to the juice on my battery, but I'll holler at you later. Peace.